More of what's yours.
What is good, NYC and Tri-State area? Welcome to Geico Sports Night, folks. I'm Larry Ridley, rolling with the broski. There he is, right there, Chris Williamson. Chris, business is booming in New England. Antonio Brown released by the Raiders and lands right into the waiting arms of Tom Brady, TB12.
Must be nice to be Tom Brady. All right, plus, Larry, the Yankees are getting some of their stars back, but center fielder Aaron Hicks might be done for the rest of the year. Yeah, details on that. And could the Mets keep the momentum rolling against the Phillies after their walk-off win Friday would be crucial for New York's wild card hopes. Mets taking on the Phillies. Marcus Stroman getting the start for the Mets, leading off the game. Cesar Hernandez takes Stroman deep to right for a home run, his 9th of the year. Mets trail 1-0. Not the way you want to start a game, fellas. Top of the 4th, same score. Scott Kingery lines one to left. J.D. Davis backpedals and then drops it. Take another look. Davis doesn't appear to be looking at the ball as it clinks off the webbing of his glove. That arrow would prove costly. With 2 runners on, Hernandez singles to right, scoring Kingery from second to make it 2-0 Phillies. Next batter, JT Realmuto. Singles to left. Adam Hazley scores as Davis's throw is offline. Mets trail 3-0. Next batter, Corey Dickerson, doubles to right. 2 runs scored to put the Mets behind 5-0. Stroman gave up 5 runs in only 4 innings. Jed Lowry pinch hitting for Stroman, making his Mets debut after being out all year with a number of injuries. Fans love it, but with 2 runners on, he strikes out in his first at-bat with the Mets, who go 0 for 11 with runners in scoring position and lose 5-0. Here's Mickey Callaway after another tough loss.
He's a competitor. He obviously has elite talent. He's done it before. He will, he just needs to find it right now. And it's not surprising that guys go through these stretches. I mean, every starter does. They're not going to be perfect all the time, but, I think that guys go through these, and he's just got to grind it out until he can find it and get those early count outs.
I just need to be better, to be honest with you. There's no one who puts more pressure on me than myself, so I'm extremely frustrated and kind of angered. Just a matter of getting back to my bullpen in the week, making a few changes and kind of sticking with it and moving forward.
Cubs and Brewers, Chicago holding on to the second wildcard spot. Addison Russell at the dish in the 5th, no score, but he takes Gio Gonzalez deep to center and just over the glove of Trent Grisham. Russell's 9th homer of the season makes it 1-0 Cubs. 8th inning, Brewers down the run. Yasmani Grandal, first pitch swinging, homers off David Phelps to left center to the Brew Crew, tied at 2. Then in the 9th, still tied, Brewers with a man on. Christian Yelich ropes one down the left field line just past an outstretched Kyle Schwarber. It kicks around for a double, allowing ex-Yankee Tyler Austin to race around from first. Brewers walk off in the 9th, 3-2. All right, Arizona and Cincy D-backs chasing the Cubs as well for the second NL wildcard spot. No score in the 4th. Ketel Marte at the ditch with a man on second. Strokes a single back up the middle. Gerard Dyson comes in to score on Marte's RBI single. 1-0 Diamondbacks. To the 9th inning, Diamondbacks up 2-0. Jimmy Surfy strikes out, arrests TDs. Aquino with 2 on to end the game. The red-hot Diamondbacks win their 4th straight. All right, so after all the dust settled Saturday, here's how the NL wildcard standings shake out. Presented by Geico. Nationals lost to the Braves again 5-4. It's their 4th straight loss overall. Cubs still in the driver's seat for the second wildcard spot, but Arizona is just 1.5 back now. The Mets remain 4 games back. For more, let's send it over to Larry Ridley and the B&Y crew.
All right, Chris, yes, time now for Baseball Night in New York, joined by John Jastrzemski and also Anthony McCarron. We just saw the standings there. They've got to run down 5 teams in that National League wild card. 21 games left for the Mets, guys. Probably, got to win 15 or 16 of those? How did this loss affect them Saturday night against the Phillies?
It's a brutal loss, Larry, because at this point in the year, every win is so important, and you run out of games. The math is not going to favor you when you're 4, you're 5 out of a playoff spot, and you only see 3 or 3.5 weeks on the calendar. With the Cubs losing, with the Arizona Diamondbacks playing unbelievable baseball, and they're coming to Citi Field next week, this game you wanted to, dare I say, win and build off the momentum of what you had on Friday night, and it's a very simple proposition for the Mets. They did not get a good enough effort out of Marcus Stroman. He was brought in here to be a big-time pitcher. Marcus Stroman was brought in, coming over with a sub-3 ERA, and you can't be giving up 8, 9 hits and getting knocked out after 4 innings. Just not good enough.
Yeah, JJ, he's been a guy who's talked about, loving the atmosphere here. Native New Yorker,
Yes.
wants to be here, wants to be in the big show, and this is it. It's going on now. The Mets need him to provide much more than he did on Saturday night. They needed, you're right, that's a great point. They needed to follow up on a little bit of an inspirational win on Friday with the walk-off walk, Pete Alonso, no shirt on, the whole thing, the polar bear, as the Daily News said, B-A-R-E, very funny. But they needed to come up with something after that, too. We've talked all year about, and the Mets have talked ad nauseum about how resilient they are. Well, part of being resilient is the next night doing it again, and they didn't do it Saturday.
A little lifeless. I know
Hurts.
Keith was talking about that earlier Saturday. Marcus Stroman, we talked about it, probably his worst start as a Met. 4 innings, 5 runs that he gave
Could have
up.
been worse, too,
That
Larry.
leadoff
Let's
home
be fair.
run.
Could have been worse.
The leadoff home run and then the 4 runs in the 4th right there. What's been the issue with him, and how does he turn it around, more importantly?
Well, he's a ground ball pitcher,
Yes.
so that's what everybody's going to point to. He just has not been overpowering. It's a very loaded
He's
question.
92-ish.
Well,
So, yeah.
We saw Marcus Stroman pitch somewhat in an overpowering way. I mean, I look at a sub-3 ERA in the American League East when you're going up against the Yankees and the Rays and the Boston Red Sox and some of the lineups they have, and I thought that would absolutely translate here. It hasn't. The biggest knock on Stroman to me is this. The 2 biggest starts he had in Met uniform, the game against the Chicago Cubs kicking off that series, and here Saturday night against the Philadelphia Phillies, failed miserably. And this is a guy who wants to be here. This is a guy who's a New York kid. You got to be able to deliver in the big moments, especially on this stage. You know that.
Anthony talks about going back into the pen and trying to work on it.
Yeah, well, he's got to. We've seen the stuff is still there, though, guys. I mean, he's flashes of it. A couple of nice sliders, I thought, at times tonight. But overall, I think Todd Zeal made a good point on the postgame show, and you said it too, JJ, that he's not getting the ground balls. That's what he's made his way in the major leagues doing as a ground ball pitcher. He's striking out a few more guys now, getting too deep into counts, and that's not working for him.
Yeah, so we'll see in his next start coming up here next week. You talked about it. Arizona Diamondbacks coming into Citi Field.
Surging Diamondbacks who traded away Zach Greinke.
And we talked about it. Mets need to take 3 of those 4, that's for sure. All right, JJ, Anthony, let's go back to you, Chris.
All right, thanks, Larry. Still plenty more to do on Geico Sports Night. The Yanks have seen J-Happ deliver some solid performances this season. And Saturday against Boston, did he go to work on their most hated rival? Plus, the Bombers are getting a few players back for the stretch run, but Aaron Hicks doesn't appear to be one of them. We update you on his status when we come back. And Antonio Brown goes from the doghouse to the outhouse to the penthouse in less than 24 hours. We discuss the impact of AB joining the Pats next when Geico Sports Night returns.
Geico Sports Night is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
Barb, you left me hanging on the high harmony there.
If you ride, you get it. Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Dear Outdoors, it's true what they say. You're great. Can't wait to take a hike, pitch a tent, and make a splash. Whenever you call, I promise to answer. Live large. Toyota.
Get 0% APR for a full 60 months on a new 2019 RAV4, or get $2,000 customer cash on a new Highlander. Find yours at buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, let's make this interesting. Throw down some money right now, and you could earn up to $500 in bonus cash.
I'm gonna get extra greenbacks, just like that.
Abraham, you know I always keep it 100.
You'd do that for me?
No, but DraftKings would.
DraftKings, the U.S. sportsbook for the U.S. sports fan. Everyone gets a deposit bonus up to $500. Plus, we'll match your first bet up to $200. So download the top-rated sportsbook app and make it rain.
6, 7, 8. You say you wanna shake the world.
Big dreams start with small steps. But dedication can get you there. So just start small. Start saving. Easily set, track, and control your goals right from the Chase mobile app. Chase. Make more of what's yours.
Find the brands you love from Nordstrom. Up to 70% off at Nordstrom Rack.
Yeah, I can't miss. Pretty sure I could get used to this.
That's fashion at a fraction. Shop anytime at NordstromRack.com and get easy returns in store. Nordstrom Rack. What will you find?
I could get used to this.
Tomorrow, the September chase for the wild card continues in Queens as Pete Alonso and the Mets look to climb their way into contention with a win over Bryce Harper and the Phillies.
And the ball game is over.
Coverage begins with City pregame tomorrow at 12:30, only on SNY.
Yankees looking to even the series with the Red Sox. J. Happ coming off a scoreless start against the A's. Bottom first, 1-on, 1-out. Happ gets Rafael Devers to ground into the inning-ending double play. Happ off to a strong start early. Top fourth, scoreless game, 2-on. Gary Sanchez looks unhappy as he pops it to right off Colton Brewer, but it bounces for a ground rule double. 2-run score, 2-0 Yankees. Next batter, Edwin Encarnacion crushes it to left. It goes over the green monster. It's parrot time, people. Encarnacion's 32nd homer, 4-0 Yankees. Bottom fifth, Happ still keeping the Sox off the board. He strikes out Mitch Moreland, swinging to end the inning. Bottom seventh, he gets Devers swinging low. Happ taken out after a 6 1/3 with 2 hits, no runs, and 7 Ks. Top nine, same score, 1-on. Encarnacion sends it deep to center. This one stays in the park as it bounces off the wall. Sanchez scores. Yankees go on to win 5-1. Here's Aaron Boone on another big win.
Today was good just because he was in command of that game from the start, and to get into the 7th inning against a team, against an offense like that, where I felt like all day, he was generating some weak contact. Just really, really excited to see him continue to build some momentum.
For me, I felt just a lot more like myself. I wasn't thinking as much, and usually when you're, throwing strikes, you can tend to ideally settle in a little bit, and that's what I felt like I was able to do today.
One of the Yankees' best outfielders, Aaron Hicks, might not even see the field again for the 2019 season, according to manager Aaron Boone. Hicks was cleared to throw last week as part of his rehab for a right flexor strain, but Saturday, Boone said they shut him down again due to discomfort in his elbow. For more on the impact that this has on the Yanks, here's Larry and Anthony.
All right, thank you, Chris. Back for more Baseball Night in New York. Got Anthony just solo right now by himself, and we're going to talk about the Yanks and Aaron Hicks. Despite the potential loss of Aaron Hicks for the rest of the season, there's still, though, an embarrassment of riches for these New York Yankees. Urshela, Betances, Sevy, Stanton, they're all on the way back. How difficult, though, will it be for Aaron Boone to sort of manage this roster once the postseason gets here?
Well, Larry, it's a nice problem to have. It's a Yankee,
very nice
it's a Yankee world problem to have here.
First world problem.
Right, exactly. Because you're getting guys, you're getting your first team back, but the second team has been pretty darn good.
Played like first teamers.
Right, and but this stuff, we've got some time now, and the Aaron Hicks injury or the setback here with Aaron Hicks is an example of how these things have a way of sorting themselves out without even having to make decisions. So who knows if something happens going down the line here where the Yankees have one fewer decision or the other. But the idea of them getting Severino back, Betances back as Betances as a weapon in the bullpen that's already so hellacious is pretty amazing stuff. And the one guy who may suffer out of all this is Urshela,
yes.
Because I think he is probably the odd man out because of the trickle-down effect. Because DJ LeMahieu, who's played a lot of first, while Urshela played third, while Luke Voit was out. Now Luke Voit is back, and Encarnacion is back. They got to have a spot for these guys. So I think Urshela may spend some time on the bench, which is a heck of a weapon to have on the bench for the Yankees going forward in the playoffs and going deep into the playoffs.
Yeah, we're just talking about J. Happ. Hey, Red Sox get a big win. The Yankees get a big win over the Red Sox. Hey, J. Happ shut out going into the 7th inning against Boston. I think he improves to 12-8 on the season. Been on even, though, for most part, for the lefty. Do you trust J. Happ with the playoff start?
Well, Larry, if we were talking about this a few weeks ago, a few J-Hap starts ago, I would have said no way, and I would have doubted whether he would actually be on the postseason roster or not, based on the power of the Yankee bullpen and all the pitchers that they have down there. Now, I think he's getting himself into the conversation again, which is another good thing a good problem for the Yankees to have to work through, because he's got 15 straight scoreless innings now over his past 2+ starts. So this is dynamite stuff from him. This is the guy they thought they were re-signing when they did it over the winter with him, a contract. You know, he was a guy they brought in because they knew he pitched well against the Red Sox and big moments, and now he's starting to look like that guy again.
Yeah, he pitched pretty well against the Dodgers, too, not too long ago as well. So we'll see if J-Hap will get that playoff start. Anthony McCarron, thank you very much. Chris, let's go back to you, buddy.
All right, thanks, Larry. Still to come on the Geico Sports Night. This is Antonio Brown's reaction to being released by the Raiders. Imagine his reaction to joining the Patriots. We discuss the impact of that next. And while Antonio Brown continues to make news off the field, Sam Darnold and Saquon Barkley turn their focus on it. We hear from both of them next as they get geared up for Week 1.
Power is the biggest touchscreen a truck's ever seen. One that can see 360 degrees. But when you surround it with 19 speakers, back seats that do front seat things, and end up Motor Trend's 2019 Truck of the Year, that's the power to innovate. Come to Ram Power Days for great deals on the most powerful lineup of pickups.
Well-qualified lessees of competitive vehicles get a low-mileage lease on the 2019 Ram 1500 Classic for $159 a month.
Have you had coffee yet?
Nope.
Great.
This is a fun little drink, and it makes you very chatty. More than anything, I wanted to kill all the time.
Well, I love that.
I lived for that.
I've never seen you like this before.
I've never been like this before.
Come on!
What'd I just tell you?
And goodbye. That's the beauty of the stupidity of the whole thing.
We're not that important.
Aren't we?
You're a marvelous audience. Thank you and good night.
Sleep better with a new mattress from PC Richard & Son. Our mattress experts will help you find the perfect mattress. Quality brands made in the USA. And when you want it, need it, just gotta have it, we'll get it there the next day. And you can rest assured with our 90-night sleep guarantee. It's time for a new mattress. Sleep better with PC Richard & Son, the official appliance, electronics, and mattress retailer of the New York Mets.
WB Mason Mets toy truck is coming back to Citi Field. The first 15,000 fans will get their very own Mets toy truck. Be here on Sunday, September 8th for the 110 game against the Phillies. Get your tickets at Mets.com/tickets.
If there were one party for all of history's creators and pioneers, without question, that party would be thrown by the father of tequila. Cuervo Tradicional since 1795. The father of tequila.
Who's raking? Who's slumping? Who's dealing? Catch up on all the local baseball activity from our panel of insiders as they recap and break down the latest Mets and Yankees action on Baseball Night in New York. Weeknights at 6, only on SNY.
In less than 24 hours, Antonio Brown went from playing for the Raiders on Monday to asking for a release via Instagram to getting released mere hours later to finally getting signed by New England. Just wild. He signed a one-year deal with the Pats for $15 million, and it includes a $9 million signing bonus. For more, here's Larry and JJ.
It's football night in New York. Got my man JJ right here. Dude, he went from being released to signing with the Patriots literally.
Imagine that,
in like an hour. With the NFL season set to kick off, a full slate of games here on Sunday. Antonio Brown goes from the Bay Area to the Bay State up in New England, outside of Boston. How will AB impact the Patriots?
Well, listen, he makes them a far more dynamic offensive team. And you just think about how this saga unfolded. Antonio Brown with his feet, then Antonio Brown with his helmet, then Antonio Brown causing a ruckus with the Oakland Raiders and basically forces his way out of Oakland. It's like he pulled a George Costanza, basically,
shot his way out of town
in trying to get fired, except he knew, I mean, at least I think that he knew that there was a team in New England that was going to be waiting for him. And we've seen the Patriots do this so many different times with troubled players in the past.
Corey Dillon,
Randy Moss, Ocho Cinco, the list goes up. Josh Gordon, Hainsworth.
Yep.
And more often than not, Larry, when guys put on that Patriot uniform, Bill Belichick gets the very best out of them.
At least for a while.
At least for a year. And for 1 year, I am putting my money that Antonio Brown will be productive and will be a model citizen as New England now, the team to beat in the AFC.
You were talking about Randy Moss. I was there in 2007. I saw what they did. Does this have like the feel of 2007? Look, they're favored by Vegas. Can they win every single game?
I don't think they're going to be a 19-0 team just because of the way the league works. Sure. And remember, Belichick and Brady went through this and lost to Eli Manning and the Giants in the Super Bowl, and it just puts so much more pressure on them in the rest of that year. So
you could see the weight of the world on their
faces. Oh, for sure, Larry. You remember a couple of those games. The Philadelphia Sunday night game. They had a Monday night game they easily could have lost against the Ravens. They had some close calls in the postseason. It just kind of took its toll. So I think the Patriots will slip up and lose a couple of games. But now their offense, after losing Rob Gronkowski, you wondered how would they replace that production? You get a guy who's the most talented wide receiver in the sport, and he wants to be there, oh, baby.
You think about TB12. He went from throwing to a bunch of guys probably from Foxborough High School to Gordon, to Edelman, to AB.
Not too shabby.
To Demaryius Thomas. Whew, wow. He's JJ.
That's right.
He could throw to you, and you could probably do some stuff, too.
And you're ready for football, aren't you?
I'm ready.
Oh, baby.
Chris, I know you're ready.
You know we're ready, Larry. All right, the last time the Jets faced the Bills, they pulled out a 27-23 victory. Sam Darnold threw for $170 and a TD. So this year for the opener, Darnold's fired up to see what the 2019 Bills defense has in store for him on Sunday.
You know, I think for me going up against that same Buffalo defense, really that you know I went up against last year, it's going to be fun. You know, to see the kind of different looks that they bring me in, different kind of pressures. It'll be fun to see what Coach McDermott has up his sleeve this game.
Saquon Barclay showed everybody last year why the Giants were right in picking him number 2, earning Offensive Rookie of the Year and rushing for over 1,300 yards. But the load he'll carry for the 2019 season is a lot heavier because the offense will run through him. Our Ralph Vacchiano spoke to Saquon ahead of Week 1 about the challenges that Year 2 will bring.
All right, I'm here with Saquon Barclay, and Saquon, obviously a big year for you. Last year, there was a lot of hype about what you can do, but now that we've seen what you can do, it's more expectations. How do you handle the fact that everybody's looking to you to be better than last year and to kind of carry this franchise a little bit?
Don't really bother me. Kind of have the same mindset that I had when I was a rookie, when I was drafted, and then it's pretty much Rookie of the Year or bust. And even when I won Rookie of the Year, people still try to say I'm a bust, but or not a great pick or whatever. But you know, I don't really care about other people's expectations. I set my own expectations, have my own standards. We have our own standard here as a team, and my mindset is to continue coming here every single day, get better as a person, as a player, and as a leader, do everything I can to help my team win games.
With Odell not here, they've talked about you as the face of the franchise, and also you're a captain now. So how do those two things sort of change your responsibilities this year?
Doesn't change my responsibility. Whether I'm a captain, whether Odell was here, whether Odell was not here, I was always going to remain the same and be the same person. And my mindset was to come in here and lead every single day and try to be the best player and best person I could be for my team, whether I have a C on my chest or doesn't, or if I don't. Don't get me wrong, it's awesome to gain the respect from your teammates and you know, from your peers, and for him to have voting you for captain, because at the end of the day, like I said, those are the only people that opinions I really care about, and that shows you how they feel about me, especially being a young guy. I'm only being in my second year and 22 years old, and be able to put the C on my chest, but it doesn't put any more pressure on me. I'm not going to change. Like I said, don't need a C on my chest to be a leader on the team, and even though I have the C on my chest, I'm not going to try to go outside of myself. I'm going to continue to say who I am and do whatever I can to help my team in games.
Last question for you. Last year, obviously, was a great year for you, not such a great year for the team. Why will you be better this year? Why will the team be better this year?
Team. That's the best way I can say is team. You know, team win games, not individuals win the games. And I know I sound like a broken record. I sound like exactly what Coach Sherman's saying, but that's something that I truly believe in, and that's something that I think we believe in as a team. And we believe that team win games. So we know that it's not going to take one person to go out there and do it all. We're all going to have to do it all. And if we continue to believe in each other and believe in the values that we have in our franchise, the sky could be the limit.
Still to come on Geico Sports Night, Serena Williams took the court in Queens Saturday for her 10th U.S. Open final. Would she emerge with her 24th slam? Highlights are next.
Geico Sports Night is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
Whose dog is this?
It's my special friend Antonio. His luxurious fur calms my nerves when I'm worried about moving into our new apartment.
Why don't we just ask Geico for help with renter's insurance?
I didn't know Geico helps with renter's insurance.
Yeah, and we could save a bunch too.
Antonio, fetch computer. Antonio. I'll get it.
Get to know Geico and see how much you could save on renter's insurance.
Many dealers will sell you Falcon tires, but only Town Fair Tire gives you the unbeatable combination of Falcon tires for the guaranteed lowest price and the most free services for life. Town Fair is New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer. So when you're in the market for a new set of Falcon tires, get to Town Fair Tire, because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. And I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire. Your eyes follow like a spotlight. 'Cause I'm gonna be it tonight. You can be cool, you can be shy. Say what you want, say what you like. 'Cause your body talks, your body talks.
77 WABC. Bernie and Sid in the morning, where New York comes to talk.
Now he's getting fired up. Yes, Sydney.
Bernie and Sid in the morning. 77 WABC.
I do my best when I feel safe and inspired to learn.
I want my kids to have better opportunities than I had.
I wish we had classes like the schools across town.
I want to hold our elected officials accountable.
School boards transform communities. Speak up at yours and make your voice heard. Text SCHOOL to 225568 to find out how you can get involved.
We should have classes on how to be an entrepreneur.
I want to make a difference in my community. Let's pay teachers like the professionals they are.
We need to prepare students for the jobs of the future.
School boards transform communities. Speak up at yours and make your voice heard. Text SCHOOL to 225568 to find out how you can get involved.
All right, Hodge, I gotta run. Met's got a 6-game road trip, but I'll be home in a week. What? Oh, I'll miss you too. But don't forget, you can watch me on SNY's live stream anytime on any device. Just download the NBC Sports app, select your TV provider, authenticate, and you can live stream every SNY Mets broadcast. You'll be able to see me in your cat stroller, your catwalk, or wherever you go when I'm away.
Don't miss a single SNY Mets moment with live streaming.
U.S. Open final, Serena Williams versus Bianca Andreescu. Serena looking for her 24th Grand Slam title. Second set, championship point with Serena down 5-1. She stays alive with a nice forehand shot. Williams would win that game. Serena made a comeback, down 5-4. Andreescu sends a return long. The crowd is excited as it's tied at 5 games apiece. Serena would get behind again, though. Championship point, Andreescu with the forehand. Serena can't get to it. 19-year-old Bianca Andreescu upsets Serena Williams 6-3, 7-5.
College football, number 21, Syracuse on the road tackling Maryland. First quarter, no score. Josh Jackson completes it to Tyler Mabry. That's a 7-yard touchdown. Terps up 7-0. Second quarter, Terps up by 14. Anthony McFarland Jr. puts a juke move on a defender and runs it 20 yards in for a score. Maryland goes up by 3 touchdowns. A minute to go in the half. Maryland again. McFarland Jr. scores his 3rd touch of the game. Maryland, they blow out the Cuse. Sorry, Chris. 63-20.
You're not sorry. You're not sorry at all.
I'm not. Yeah, my boys, Middle Tennessee, went up there a couple of years ago and won. Your boys, they host number 1 Clemson next Saturday, man.
Look, I still got faith. I still believe that we can make a run.
Ooh, Clemson probably favored by 62. What do you think?
Know what? Why do you have to rub it in?
Keep it right here on SNY. Big day of football. Our new show, Place Your Bets, comes on at 11 a.m., followed by Jets pregame show at 11:30. And can't forget about the Mets pregame coming at you at 12:30. Rubber game between the Mets and Phillies at Citi Field, first pitch, 1:10 p.m.
Should be a good one. And on that note, we're going to wrap up this BET edition of Geico Sports Night. For Larry Ridley, I'm Chris Williams. So you know how we do, bro. Enjoy your football Sunday, beautiful people. The first time.